Well, hello, my beautiful Aquarians. Welcome to my channel. This is Baba Jolie here with your career and money reading for the end of September right through the end of October 2025. I've already cleansed your space and have meditated on your cards. For those of you who are returning, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for all your wonderful likes, shares, and subscribes. I am truly grateful for all your beautiful energy. Just a little reminder though, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one reading, just so you're aware. Also, please be mindful, scammers are about, pretending to be me and lots of other tarot readers. I do not do personal readings and I will never reach out to you personally to offer one. Also, I will never ask you for money, e-gifts, or donations. So if anyone masquerading as me asks for anything at all, please report them or ignore them. It is a scam, okay? Let's move straight on with your reading. Now, I will be using guide chimes, so please be mindful to turn down your volume if you are someone who is sensitive to sound. Also, I've just brought back the competition for one subscriber to win a free personal reading from me, but I'll let you know how to win that a little bit later on because some people are here just for the reading and I don't like to waste anyone's time. So with that in mind, let's get straight to your reading and let us begin. Okay, my beautiful Aquarians, this is your career and money reading. I'm going to get all of your cards first before I connect to an outcome. So let us begin. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Can you please guide my beautiful Aquarians? What do they need to know regarding their money and their financial situation at this time? Can you please show them the way? So the Judgment card is your first card there. So some of you may be judging your financial situation, really assessing your money, your situation in your working environment, or keeping an eye on things at this time. I mean, it's really important that you follow your sense of purpose, and I definitely see that you're leading with your passion. And I also see a very important call or an important meeting or very favorable feedback or review coming on in for you. So please apply it to your situation. That's what I'm being given by my guides. I will, of course, continue to get to the rest of your cards there, but my guides are already giving that before I've even touched one of your cards to tap into the energy. We have the Star. So it's in the resistance position. A lot of you have been feeling that you go unnoticed, or perhaps that you're unappreciated in your working environment. You may also have felt really tested in your working environment recently or over the last couple of months or maybe even years. It has been challenging there for you, but I really feel like you're stepping into some sort of spotlight where you are going to be noticed for something. This could be a glow up in your industry or really being seen, your reputation rising there, or being acknowledged that you're doing a really great job. So there's some sort of alignment here with something that you're wishing for or hoping to achieve at this time. But let's see your outcome energy. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Great Angels. Can you please guide my beautiful Aquarians? What do they need to be aware of at this time? So we have the Moon energy and we have the Hierophant. Okay, so some of you are focusing on knowledge that perhaps you don't have right now in order to expand your reach. So it could be that you're digging a little bit deeper there. Maybe some of you are putting yourself on a course of learning, but ultimately I feel no matter what industry you're in, I feel people who are in positions of authority or structure are noticing what you're about, noticing your skill set. And I feel that someone, and this is a little bit weird, this message, but I have to acknowledge that it's coming through. It's almost like someone who has been perhaps watching you in the shadows, not as in a stalker. I want you to be aware of that, but I feel like it could be someone who is either a boss, if you have a boss, or it could be someone who is well known in your industry or in your sector. They've been quietly keeping an eye on your progress, watching you rise, watching you move forward. And I feel like you could actually build a very deep relationship with this person. And I'm not talking romantically, I'm talking about them offering you an opportunity that is in the works, or perhaps they're going to open a very influential door for you. They're quietly observing. That's what I'm being given at this time. You're not aware of it, but you will be. They're going to make their presence known, okay? So I'm not sure what industry you work in, but whatever it is, I feel like you're being observed for new opportunities or new alliances at this time. So we have a high priestess there. Some of you are working secretly on a new project or some sort of plan. You got the hangman here. So this is you seeing things from a different perspective, looking at the sacrifices you're making on something, trying to find the balance and reciprocity in the effort that you're making. But also I see that some of you could be trialing something new or perhaps fostering a new idea. I'm actually seeing in the water a vision, because I'm scrying at the same time as doing a reading. I'm seeing a plant, okay? Now, what's really interesting, the plant has been taken out of the plant pot, and I'm being shown the soil underneath, and I'm being shown this network of roots. Okay, so for some of you, this could be symbolic of networking, or it could be that, you are going, under the radar in order to nurture something or build something at this time, foster, a pathway towards something. I mean, all these roots look like networks in the soil. But if you think about soil, you plant a seed, you put it in the soil, you nurture it, but you can't see it doing its little seed dance where it starts to sprout, and then suddenly there will be a sprout that comes above the soil. And of course, underneath there's all these like roots taking shape, going deeper. So maybe some of you are going deeper on something, looking into something, submerging yourself in something, trying to make yourself feel secure in your industry, build networks, relationships. Maybe it is, the kind of web that you weave and how it's going to catch opportunity or bring in more abundance there for you. But that's what I can see. I mean, if you think about a plant, you look at the top soil of the plant, you look at the plant, right? But I'm just seeing someone like take it apart and maybe like look at the roots of it. So maybe some of you may be going to the drawing board of something, or you are dissecting something. I mean, for some of you, it could be that for a living, you take things apart to really identify the problem. So yeah, please take it as it resonates. I'm just going to leave it like that. I mean, plants always represent abundance, growth in your industry. Maybe some of you are judging the growth that you're experiencing right now in your sector, or looking at, expanding your knowledge in order to grow in your industry and access new financial pay grades. So yeah, please take it as it resonates. Now we've got the world there. This is a very good sign. This means you're focused on your goals. You're going to complete tasks to a very high degree. You're going to reach a pinnacle point of where you want to get to in the next coming weeks. But also on a practical level, a lot of you may be looking at starting projects and ending projects, or expiry dates, completion dates, very important meetings or deadlines. Maybe for some of you with that world energy, you're thinking about whether it would be more profitable abroad or in a different environment, maybe moving, and thinking about migrating your business or migrating your focus overseas, or building international links there. Maybe that's what that network energy is about. And it can be that you are thinking about relocating or looking at a structure, a legal structure of how to migrate your business, or maybe even work for an overseas company, or maybe just go global in something that you're doing, especially with, social media reach at this period in time. It can be that you are getting online and getting your business out there, or marketing, announcing what you're about, promoting your services or goods if you run your own business. So please take it as it resonates. For some of you, it could literally be that, I just got the word dignitary. Okay, so it could be someone who's very important in your industry, perhaps is traveling to your branch or coming to where you're at. Maybe there is a very important person that you connect to in your industry. So maybe they're overseas and give you access to a greater reach when it comes to your industry, because that world card can be about that. But, this is all about cycles of completion. So not everybody is going to be doing an industry where you're connected to that. So it can be that you're in a process of completing your tasks, very goal oriented, and there may be some projects that you sideline to prioritize other things, and don't feel bad about that. Don't feel guilty that you've put something on hold. You will return to it, but I feel something requires your attention or is more important at this time, and you'll return to the other tasks or responsibilities when the moment is right. And some of you, if you work for a company, this may be something that perhaps you haven't had a lot of recently, but there may be some support networks. Could be someone is, brought in temporarily to act as a support system to pick up any extra slack, or perhaps if there's any ad hoc duties that perhaps you need to get around doing. It can be that someone is offered as a support system for you, or if you are someone who works for yourself, it could be that you're thinking about delegating or outsourcing some of your work, some of the less creative or less hands-on stuff. It can be that you're just getting a company or a service to do some of the things that you can, free up your time, or perhaps they have a niche and they can help you. Some of you may be judging the right person or the right company or the right pathway to kind of investigate for that. So I'm going to leave that there because that's a lot and it may not resonate with all of you, but this is a card of judging your situation, maybe even praying for an omen or asking for something there. But the Judgment card is a sense of purpose, okay? So you're leading with purpose, you're leading with passion, you're someone who is trying to do something you love. This is also a support network there, so it can be that you are actually offering support to someone, or perhaps you are giving advice to someone in your industry at this time. But let's make this a little bit more about you at this time. The Judgment card is an energy of, you understanding what you need to do. You're going to be super busy and you're being called forward to direct your energy into the path that you need to follow, especially for your finances. But of course, some of you may be looking at different avenues that are a resource for your finances, looking at different accounts, banking, financial systems, strategies, structures that give you more interest rates, better yield on your finances. Some of you may even be locking off some of your money that you cannot touch for a while in order to help it grow. And you may be looking at structures, especially with the Hierophant there. It's got the Pope there, but it can be divine intervention, of course, that there's an opportunity coming your way that's been a long time coming, something you will celebrate. But this can be a structure like generational wealth, old systems that have been in place that help you grow financially, or maybe even some sort of old system that perhaps you have been connecting to that is tried and tested as a method in your industry. I mean, for example, and I'm just going to give you this as an example, if you are someone who is an artist, okay, it can be that you are someone who deals in oil paintings, right? And there is a certain way of employing those oils onto the canvas, blending them, diluting them. There's going to be a certain way of helping them dry. It's going to be a process that is tried and tested. Most people use it. You may go completely off script with that and go, you know what, I'm going to do something different, bold and daring, something maverick, because whatever it is you're doing, and I'm just highlighting an artist as an idea or a concept to highlight for you. I mean, you could be in an office, right, doing a filing system that's really outdated and it takes up a lot of time. But this is a card of intuition, of hunches. So it can be that you're blending the two energies, that there's a tried and tested method and you're going to do some of that, but also you're going a little bit off script to explore, see what works, intuitively do something that you feel is better for you or is more efficient for you at this time. It's like you're finding your own path. You're being original, but there's also some guidelines of how things go. So that's coming out there as well. But this also could be like old systems that work, but you're not kind of like losing yourself in those old systems. You may be like trialing something new or trying to look at the alternative. There's two wolves there. So this could be that you're looking at new technology that can help you advance or be more efficient, for example, new kit, new tools that can help you. The collective are pretty much looking at that area. It's really interesting when the energy makes the collective look at that kind of area, like, oh, this would benefit me more. Let's get this new computer software or this new app or this new system or this new laptop or upgrade a phone, whatever it is, upgrade a camera, whatever. It feels very much like there's this energy of upgrading at this time, and I feel like you're also tapping into that at this moment in time. But you may be wondering whether you need it or whether it's something that you will put off and save for and get it a little bit later on. For some of you, because there is a hangman energy, you may wait for it until it's like at a discount, a better deal, because of course this is a financial reading, and the judgment card indicates you're weighing up your finances, or you're, keeping an eye on something, monitoring something at this time. Now also, for some of you, if you work in a company, for a company, it can be that you are going to have a review period, and the High Priestess, for some of you, you could be holding back a little bit of information there, okay? The Queen of Cups is an energy of saying, you know what, I love what I do. And you're nourishing something, nurturing something, and understanding, okay? This is a card of fostering listening skills. So I would say with that High Priestess as well, there may be something on your mind or something you're not like talking about. If there's something you don't understand, because the card here is like, understanding, right? This is, you understand what's being said or what is being asked of you. But the High Priestess can also be that for some of you, not all of you, this is just coming out and it's so random, but I have to give it as it's being given. It can be that you understand what's being said, but you may kind of get clarification or ask for clarification on something, or ask for something in writing, perhaps. So it's like you may ask them to explain themselves a little bit more. Like, could you expand on that, please? I just want to be very clear about something. And the High Priestess, it's like you're keeping it to yourself, that you kind of know what they're saying, but you want them to explain it or expand on it, or really kind of like put it in writing so it is out there and there's proof. So yeah, that's something that's randomly coming out, but yeah, I'll leave that there. I mean, with the High Priestess, this can also be that you're working on a secret project or something that you're keeping to yourself at this time. I mean, this is a card of faith, but also asking for an omen, for, an opportunity to come on in, something that you're working on, invested in, that you really care about. Often when you care about something so much like you do right now, this can bring a lot of pressure, a lot of worry, a lot of strain and struggle. But I feel there's some new things coming on in here that you're going to be so happy with there. But you also have the Fool card, which is exploration. It is curiosity. It is potential. So you have that star energy. And because it's in the resistance position, some of you, it can be that you have an idea that isn't fully formed yet, but you're curious about it. You're going to develop it further. And this is a card of, keeping it to yourself. Sometimes it's important to keep things to yourself, not because you're withholding anything, just because you want to give your full attention and energy to it. You don't want anyone to rain on your parade or, try to dissuade you or anything like that. So I feel this is, you working quietly on something. True power moves in silence. That's what my guides are giving me. They've given me this sentence before, and I feel actually this puts you in a really powerful position, okay? So if you're working off grid or you're doing something that is just quietly making some changes at this time or quietly nourishing something, I feel it's going to be monumentally successful. You're someone who's super creative. The Queen of Cups indicates you have a vision of something that you are working towards, and I would also say, for some of you, and this is just personal, this is a very sensitive time for you, and it can be that you are a little bit more sensitive than usual in the working environment. I mean, I don't see anything negative going on there, but it can be that you're under pressure. Take quality rest or walk away from anything that tries to push your buttons or, tries to test you, because I feel a lot of you have been tested recently. Just honor your own time and your health and just walk away and just take a breather. 10 minutes away from the laptop or 10 minutes away from something or somebody, just to take a breather there. This is about healthier working practices in the working environment. especially when you have it with a star energy as well. But also, for some of you, you may be contemplating working in a very holistic environment, or you actually work in a holistic environment and you are just nurturing your practice. If you work for yourself, for example, this can indicate that you are trialing new things, or exploring what you're capable of, or opening yourself up to new ideas to keep things fresh for you and be curious about advancing in your industry. And if you do not work for yourself, some of you may feel, the Queen of Cups, I always say queens are the power behind the throne. Okay, so it can be that you are offering support to like a company, or perhaps you are someone who is a consultant, or you help people in some way, but actually you have a lot of knowledge, and it could be that you're contemplating, either becoming your own boss, being a consultant, running your own thing, but also it can be that you are maybe creating something that coincides with something that you do already. So, the High Priestess is connected to the ether downloads, for example. So anything that's connected to the ether, like swords, any sword suits, or the High Priestess, this can be that you're thinking about getting your knowledge online, or promoting yourself in a different way, or creating a handbook or a manual of how to do what you do. And it could be a second stream of income for some of you, because the Judgment card can be a card of duality. Like, okay, I'm going to get two things up and running. One thing is more stable than the other. You're reaching for more in your career or in your financial circumstances, and you may be, receiving lots of knowledge. The High Priestess indicates you having the knowledge within yourself, having faith in yourself, being more confident in your working environment. But the High Priestess is also a review card. It can be that you are either migrating your skills or transferring skills into a different project or a different area, or it can be that you are utilizing the skills that you have in order to build something else. And that can be through course of learning, for example, because this High Priestess can be a mentor when it is connected with the Hierophant there. So it can be that you're teaching people, or you are helping people in some way realize their full potential, because you are someone who has a lot of wisdom in that area, and you're branching out. If you are someone who works in a factory, for example, it can be that you are thinking about your niche. You are acutely aware of how a factory is run, and it can be that you're going to decide to set up your own factory, for example, or write a manual or a handbook on how to do what you do, or perhaps have a course of learning online that people could download about how to structure things in a certain way that is time efficient, that is health and safety conscious. It can be something like that. You could work in a catering industry, for example, and aspire to set up your own restaurant, for example, or your own catering college. So please apply it to your situation. I'm just trying to highlight there, because it feels very much like you're in the flow, and you're kind of like judging, almost like at a fork in the road, where you're reviewing where you feel like you are right now in your industry and where you want to take things to next. But also I feel like you're fostering an idea at this time where you're nurturing it, and it could go in any direction, but it's very exciting. It's at a stage right now where it has a lot of potential, and it's going to reach its full potential there with that world energy. For some of you, it could literally go global or become a household name, whatever it is that you're doing right now. If you want to be someone who's in the public eye, the next 6 weeks could be imperative to you, like shining your light, getting your message out there, having a glow up, especially if you are an influencer or connected to some sort of public arena. You have something to say. It's important, and you could be revealing a lot of industry secrets or how-tos on what you do, and just helping people. For some of you, this is an energy of you working really hard towards a goal, because I feel like you are very productive, very goal-oriented, and this is you being appreciated for what you do and gaining some sort of recognition for it. Doesn't always have to be fame and fortune and glory like that. It can be that you are having a breakthrough, or having an appraisal where you feel like you're doing a great job, getting some sort of bonus or incentive that keeps you excited about what you do there. The star is in alignment with a wish, but also it is healthier working practices, healthy cutoff points, and you kind of, overcoming a testing period, feeling more peace of mind, but also it's a renewal card, making sure that you're growing in your industry, that you're making an impact and a difference, which you are. But also this can be, as I said, a renewal energy. So it can be you renewing your spark for something that you do consistently all the time, keeping it fresh or keeping curious about it so you can expand on it, new knowledge, new tools, upskilling in some way. But also this can be you looking at renewals in your working environment, renewals of contracts, service providers, subscriptions, renewals of insurance, for example. If you run your own business, it can be that you're looking at the day-to-day running of something and replenishing something or restocking something, for example. This could be what you're all about over the next coming weeks and months there. Now, I feel hope returns in your industry. If you feel there has been a lot of challenge there, there's a glimmer of hope that things are going to get a lot better there. The Fool card is an energy for some of you of, it's something like you're unprepared for this success. I know that sounds strange, but there's something coming on in here that will be a surprise for you, something that is an undercurrent. It's in the works right now. I mean, in terms of your skill set, you're ready for this success, but I feel like it's a surprise. You don't expect it. That's what I mean by you're not ready for it. How can I put this? It's like, I want to say you're ready, but maybe you feel like you're not ready. So if you're moving into promotion, it can be that when you get this promotion, you're excited, you celebrate this, but at the same time, you're like, oh my gosh, can I do this? Yes, you can. You are ready. You are absolutely made for this position. For some of you, like if you are a performer, right? If you're like an actor, for example, and you are given a dream role opportunity and you get it, you celebrate it, you worked really hard for it, you've worked your way up through the ranks, and suddenly you get this monumental role and you're like, oh my gosh, but can I do it? Can I really fill the boots of this role? The answer is yes, you can. You were made for this role. It is your destiny. It is your calling. Trust the process. So that's the energy I've got coming through. It's almost like there's a question mark. Can I do this? Am I ready? But you are ready. Okay, so I'm going to leave that there because that's more about your confidence in the role. I feel like you're going to breeze through it. The Fool card is an energy of starting something new as well. So it can be that you're looking at the beginnings of things. Some of you, if you're going to renew some contracts, for example, or service providers, you may judge whether they're still giving you a good deal or a good service. So this could be that you're finding better deals, discounts, or more efficient services that can help you do what you do at this time. Maybe cheaper insurance when it comes to your business, or maybe even personal. It could be home insurance, for example. There could be a renewal here that you just get a better deal that is leaving you a little bit more excited there. Also, the Fool card can be a card of independence, having more independence in your working environment, whether you work for a company or for yourself. For some of you, it can be that you want to start up your own independent business if you're not doing that already. Now, of course, there is a structure to this, so make sure you reach out to the right legal people to help you with that, or look at the legal structure that goes with that. The Moon card can indicate there are hidden missteps that perhaps you want to be aware of. The Star is clarity on that. So I would say you have two light sources here that are very exciting, should I say. I feel this is about you being clear about your path. But also this is about being clear on a new beginning, or being clear on a new way of working. Something that's exciting for you is appearing for you, and it just helps you expand your reach or helps you move towards closer to your goals. Now, if you're someone who is currently out of work, you're currently searching for a role, if you were made redundant or you're really tested in a very toxic environment and you had to preserve your health and walk away from it, I do feel after a period of time, there is something being offered to you, okay? I feel like there's still a little bit of a wait. I got to be honest with you. Something is still being formulated here. So I would say, because this reading is for the next 6 weeks, I would say looking at September, a lot of you may feel like you're going unnoticed, okay? But the right opportunity is being formulated for you. And as you move into October, I feel that's when you bag an opportunity, something that, you know, offers you a new start. For some of you, it could have like a probation period where you have to like see if this is a good fit for you or not. You know, so I feel like you will sign on the dotted line. There's definitely a contract energy here for you. So I feel like you get a dream job opportunity and you will actually work in this role until retirement is what I see there with that world energy. It will be a process where you get the role, but then you have to, of course, wait for the role to actually step into that role. So it feels like there's a bit of a wait process. And I would say you get this role in October is what I'm seeing there. So if you're looking for a job, I feel this new role comes in, and where you're moving to, they really appreciate you. And I feel that there is an exciting opportunity to really grow. Now you will learn as you earn. I feel like there's new procedures or strategies, and they'll offer you a foundation to foster your talents and gifts. They want to help you expand. So upskilling, giving you courses of learning or putting you through some training or research and development or workshops, whatever it is, I feel like you are expanding your knowledge in this role and you really fit in as a team member. For some of you, if you are looking for something temporary, I feel they're going to offer you a rolling contract. If you're a freelancer, for example, and you're searching for your next opportunity, I feel there is some sort of contract where you will work for them time and time again. Doesn't mean all the time. It can be that sporadically they will return to you for your service or your goods. That's coming through there as well. Okay, so with a lot of love and respect, I'm going to move away from that energy. I feel just be a little bit mindful of the interview process for that, because there may be one person, you know, I got to give it to you straight. I feel there may be one person who is a little bit older than you in the interview process, and they may look at you like, oh, okay, you're stepping into this role and you're a little bit younger. So there may be just a little bit of a bone of contention at first, but actually you've got all the knowledge, you've got all the talent, the smarts. You're great at this role. So they may be a little bit distant at first, but over time, they'll see that you are someone who is making a difference in the role, and you're not there to just coast. You're there to work hard, to work through the ranks, as it were, and they're just going to embrace you. But at first, they may be a little bit distant or offish. That's just coming there forward. So again, I'm going to move away from that energy. Now, where you felt unappreciated, you're definitely going to feel appreciated. The sun is success. The star is a wish. This is you expanding your reach, loving what you do. And also, this is a card of abundance. So it indicates a brighter future you're working towards at this moment in time. So I would say whether you're an entrepreneur or whether you work for a company, I feel like you are growing in your industry, but nurturing something new at this time or fostering a plan. Could be a startup or a new way of working, but I feel it's an exciting path. Also, I would say watch your energy levels. You have a lot of energy cards in the resistance position at first. They will go into the upright, so you're going to be more inspired, have new ideas. You may have been super exhausted, and that's why you've been feeling a little bit of brain fog or a little bit clouded or had a bit of a blockage there. A lot of you with that moon energy, you're looking at what drains you, because if you think about the moon and the moon cannot shine all by itself. It requires the sun to illuminate it. So you may be looking personally at financial drains, okay? Or you may be looking at people who drain you or certain tasks that drain you. We all have tasks and responsibilities that we don't love. If you have an opportunity to get support or outsource it, then this could be a line of inquiry that you're curious about at this time. You're certainly curious about something that you move ahead with. Also, some of you maybe, and this is not going to resonate with all of you, but you may be looking at financial structures, because this is like structures that have been there for a long time. You may be looking at leveraging debt as some sort of investment tool to kind of open up financial portfolios or building wealth opportunities for you. That's not going to resonate with all of you, but I mean, an example of that may be like real estate, for example. I'm not really sure. I'm not into anything like that. So please take it as it resonates. But some of you may be interested in something like that. And it could be that you're getting a loan or something to invest in property and trying to build some sort of financial structure where it is passive income or automated. Okay, because there is this energy of like investing in something that you love doing. Okay, but the High Priestess can be a level of detachment. So it can be that once you get something up and running, it takes care of itself almost. For some of you, it could be you're looking for an intermediary that helps you do that. So please take it as it resonates. A lot of you, you're just learning a lot of skills, or you're learning new knowledge to open you up to new pay grades or help you advance in your career sector. And I feel this is a great opportunity to move forward and be very successful. The World card indicates, you know, a lot of success, and also it indicates you having a success that is permanent. And there's a lot of longevity there. Also, I'm being given an energy that some of you may be thinking about moving into a new role. I would say with the World there, for some of you, you may in the next 6 weeks stay in a position that you're in. And then there is something new that pops up that you will connect to after that. But of course, that's your prerogative. I just feel like any new roles or promotions, they feel like they're in the works for you at this time. And you may have a review period where you actually hear about this, and then it's something you connect to later on after the 6 weeks, or you may put your resume out there after the 6 weeks if you're currently in a role and looking for new options. For some of you, you may be waiting until the end of the year, because the Hangman is to hold back and wait, and the World card can be, you know, the end of a cycle, and it could be a yearly cycle. Now, if you run your own business, you could be looking at cycles right now, doing quarterly tax returns or yearly tax returns, end of year for some of you. So it can be that, you know, you've gone a little bit quiet because you're focusing on that aspect. You're still running your business, doing it all right now, and you're exhausted there. But you may be looking at getting ahead on something efficiently so you can have a little bit more time for you. The Moon energy is you keeping your dream alive on something right now. And of course, this is an energy of feeling a bit uncertain about the path ahead. But the Wolf is an energy of being a pathfinder. Also, because the Moon can be a card of duality along with the Judgment card, some of you may be doing something that you are loyal to, so it could be a long-term contract on something, and of course the Wolf can be independence, so it can be they're trying to get something up and running that is independent, that coincides with what you're doing, brings in second streams of income, but there also could be a question mark about, you know, being loyal to a company or to a strategy, and also being a little bit more independent. So you may have to make a decision because the Judgment card is weighing up your options there. I mean, if you work for yourself already, you're an independent worker, it can be that you're thinking about business partnerships or alliances, or being loyal to a service provider or company that you utilize to run your business. And you may be looking at alternatives at this time if you feel like they're not showing up for you, or if the service has got a little bit lax, or it's not, you know, bringing their A game there. So you could be shopping around. But the Hierophant is an energy of new knowledge. So I feel a lot of you are investing in yourself in order to open up new pathways at this time. Also, this is a card of structure, being organized, structured, productive, serious about what you're doing. And I definitely see that that's happening there for you. But people in positions of authority noticing what you're about and opening up new pathways for you. So I would say networking is really great for you at this time. Some of you may be invited to something that perhaps puts you in the path to meet someone new. Or, I mean, if this is like a works event or a team building exercise in a company that you work for, I would say this helps you build a connection. I feel like you will have, you know, a connection in a very high position that puts you in a high position later on, okay? Now, of course, the Hierophant is advice as well. So I definitely see a lot of you have knowledge, and you could be a mentor, okay? So you could help other people and get second streams of income through that. But also, this could be a card of you getting advice in order to structure your finances or your business in a certain way. So over the next coming weeks, if you work for a company, for example, they could bring in the company financial advisor to talk about 401ks or pensions and acquisitions and things like that, insurance. Also, with that world energy, some of you may be thinking about retiring. And if that's you, you may be getting advice on, your pension pot or your finances at this time to consolidate everything and work it out as to whether it's the right time. The Hangman is there, so this is new information. And new information could, delay you deciding to retire for some of you, or there could be, some new information coming on in where you want to wait it out because you're going to get something new as a bonus or an incentive to stay until, you get in some more money there. Also, some of you, if you're not retiring at this time, it can be that, if you are retiring, I want you to be aware you're going to love it. Okay, I feel like you're secure. I feel there is an energy of having, enough time to do things you've always been meaning to get around to doing, your projects, investing in yourself, thinking about your life philosophy, getting out there and doing it all. Okay, I feel a lot of you, whether you're retired or not, whether you're working towards retirement or just about to retire, the World card tells me you're doing it all. Okay, you have a lot on your plate right now and you're trying to remain balanced and in alignment, but also the World card can be a possible mentorship energy. So it can be that you're learning more about retirement or your 401ks or how to unlock wealth that can benefit you right now, like life insurance, for example, practical things that you're learning about that can foster an understanding about your financial position that complements your working life right now or your step into retirement. So a lot of you could be, getting advice from people who are qualified to give that advice. Okay, now the Hierophant is literally an energy of partnering your commitment, your talent, to your commitments, as it were. So I feel this is a card right now where you're committed to your dreams. That's what these two cards together are giving me right now. And the Hangman indicates any new knowledge that comes towards you can give you a different perspective and open different avenues for you. So I feel like you are advancing, but new knowledge is definitely something that I feel a lot of you are connecting to in order to upskill or protect your position, to stay abreast of your industry, but also stay relevant in some way and above the competition. The Hangman is, of course, an energy of pause. So some of you may be working really hard right now in order to take a couple of days off that are personal to you. If you've had a vacation already, I see a lot of you, taking just a couple of days sporadically, maybe a staycation, or maybe there's some sort of important appointment that you need to do or go to. For some of you, especially if you work for a company and you have to ask someone permission to take some time off, there may be a question mark over this. Now, you're still going to take the time off that you want, but this person may make you wait. Okay, they may say, oh, this is a really bad time of year to do that, or there's an important project on, or so there may be someone who's almost like testing your patience on this. But ultimately, the World card, you get it signed off, it's fine. Okay, but this person's pulling rank. They're letting you know, I'm in charge. Just watch out for that, okay? If you're doing something that's personal, connected to maybe something else, like you got a moon there. Some of you could be moonlighting, or it could be that, this job that you're doing right now is a means to an end, but there's a dream job that you're trying to get off the ground. So for example, if you are creative, it could be that you are sustaining yourself with a different role, but your dream lies elsewhere. I would say don't tell this person that this day off or these days off are for that if it is, because this person's going to play hardball. This person's not 100% happy with their role, what they're doing right now, and they kind of had this resentment that you have a dream and you're going off and doing something else that you're going to be great in. They may just try to make it hard for you. So just be a little bit mindful. That's not going to resonate with all of you, but that's something that just came through there. You're going to be on top of your goals, complete what you start, is what I see. I see a lot of you actually returning to a project that you have in motion already, that you started a while ago, that you shelved because you had other priorities. You'll complete this and you'll feel really proud of yourself. Also, the moon is there. That can highlight that any unfinished projects, sometimes it drains your energy because they call from the sidelines and it sits over your head until you actually do it. So I feel a lot of you are, taking down your workload or completing things that you've been meaning to get around to doing. But this card is a card of success. It also means you're going to be in the right place at the right time to meet the right opportunities that are coming in for you. So if you're trying to find alternative avenues or, more money, I feel like the right moment is going to come on in for you. Also, this is a card of feeling lighter or lightening your workload. But, there's just this energy of you developing something or contemplating the next steps or taking things day by day, step by step, and reviewing how things are going before you make a final decision on something. I'm just pulling a card to see if I can see anything more about your finances. Ten of Wands, yeah, you got a lot on, that. I feel like you're doing a lot of heavy lifting over the next 6 weeks regarding whatever it is that you do. You're doing it all. I would watch your energy levels because a lot of you are at burnout. So taking a couple of days out, if that's affordable for you, would be beneficial. It gives you a chance to hang back, to relax, regain your energy, contemplate your strategy. Let me just see. Ten of Wands. The Empress. I mean, it's hard to have a glow up. You're under pressure, but it's because you care about what you're doing. I mean, Ten of Wands basically means you're holding it all together. You're about to have a new beginning or some sort of breakthrough here, and you're doing it all, and you're a very strong person, but you're working towards your financial future that is going to expand your reach and bring a lot of financial security there. The Empress energy indicates you've got something in motion right now that you started, it's ongoing, you're building on it, and it is going to flourish there for you. This card literally means abundance is headed your way. And this can be that you're working hard towards a promotion, or you're working hard to run your own company and, have it bear fruit for you. This is an increase in your finances, and it means things will be working out in your favor, but it's hard. No one said it was going to be easy. You're under a lot of pressure, maybe even put yourself under pressure because you want to be at the top of your game. Or you want to be, of course, someone who is a raging success in your industry and pooling your resources to be financially secure for when the time comes to mature and retire. And some of you are already there, getting to that position where you're like, okay, I'm ready for retiring. There is an energy here. If you have decided already on the date for retiring, there may be some new knowledge coming on in, or maybe even something given to you that kind of makes you question whether you could dip in and out, be a consultant. So it could be something that's laid on the table if you work for a company, or maybe this is something you're contemplating at this moment in time. Because for some of you, these two cards, it can be that, you are becoming, a consultant, or you are, at a retirement age, but you're still going to dip in and out sporadically and work on your own time. For some of you, you could literally write a book or a course of learning or a manual of how to do something, and it brings in extra money during your retirement as well. But it just feels like something laid on the table to you, especially if you work for a company. They will be sad to have you leave, but if you are doing something where there is potential to be a consultant or dip in and out, they'll offer that to you because they see you as an asset. And if you work for yourself, for some of you, this could be that you're selling a company and that, you're passing on the baton, and this is going to line your retirement fund, as it were, that's coming through there. Now, we do have the moon, and you just got a card of intuition. I did mention at the beginning, you're very intuitive. You're doing something that is structured, but also you are relying on hunches as well, on how you expand your reach in your industry or your business, but also when it comes to your money. These two cards can literally mean hidden structures of finances. So, generational wealth. Not everybody tells you about generational wealth, about trust funds, about protecting your wealth. It's not knowledge that is out there for everybody. So it could be something you go seeking at this time, or you're curious about at this time. So yeah, that's something that's coming out there as well. You will find the knowledge that you require on that. Now, we do have the Queen of Cups there, which has got two beautiful tigers on there. The rest of your reading did not give any couple vibes, but some of you may be partnering up in business or have some sort of creative collaboration that is made available to you. It could be that you're working with your partner. I mean, the Hierophant is a marriage card, so it can be that, some of you may be getting married. So maybe you're taking some time off to get married and go on a honeymoon, for example, because the moon is there, and you're taking a pause from working for a little bit in order to do that. But then, you're going traveling, there's a vacation. So it could be that you're trying to get everything in order before you go off and do that, of course. But it can be that some of you are talking things over with your partner about where you feel like you belong and whether there are opportunities overseas, migrating your business with that world energy, expanding your reach. But it says here, prosper with your partner, family business, love at work, share wealth, and working together. So whether you work for a team or not, I feel this could be that people are working together, but also, if you're looking for romance, there is a potential for romance in the working environment. A lot of you looking at the rest of the cards, you're not. I mean, Queen of Cups indicates you're ready to fall in love, but looking at the energy, there could be a new person who enters the working environment. There could be a frisson there. But you may want to, keep some boundaries in the working environment there. But we also have intuition, and it says hidden knowledge. So that's definitely apparent in your reading. A lot of you, this is about new knowledge. Silence gives you an opportunity to foster an environment for new knowledge or listening skills, listening to the undercurrent of what people are saying, watching body language as well. But it says here, hidden knowledge, secrets at work. I think I mentioned that, you either having a secret or, keeping something back, holding something back. For some of you, with the star and the sun there, you could discover a secret in the working environment, maybe a secret romance or maybe someone doing something that they shouldn't. It's not really there in the reading, but maybe it's something that could happen. Night shift and record keeper. So documenting things, focusing on, your accounts, as I said, judging, you're assessing, monitoring something, but also for some of you it could be second streams of income, another role after your main role, or it could be that you're learning after a role. So it could be that you're taking night classes, for example, or you're opening yourself up. I mean, the two light sources are in the resistance position, so some of you could be taking night work in order to work around your family commitments or your marital commitments. For example, you could trial a new way of working. For some of you, of course, that's not going to resonate with all of you, but it's there. Owls are all about knowledge and new information, so you're definitely investing in yourself, in your industry, and helping expand your reach. And we got Phoenix, rising from the ashes, rising from a tough time in your working environment, being a very powerful position, elevating. It says rising from the ashes, new career. For some of you, you're trying to get that off the ground, and you will. It says ambition, rebuilding, inspired, being in the spotlight, and that fire within. I mean, with that star, a lot of you could be famous for what you do, or well known, or become a household name. Also, this could be, as I said, your reputation rising as someone who looks at challenge and says, you know what, I can find a resolution to this. You're someone who is a real asset to whatever working environment you find yourself in. And it can be really challenging to run your own business as well. So this can be that you're overcoming a testing period, and now things are starting to head in the right direction and really thrive for you, okay? Now I'm just going to go and get a trinket before we leave your reading. Interesting, something just dropped out there. It's an airplane. Okay, I'm going to get a trinket for you, but this just popped out, airplane. Okay, so this can indicate things are taking off for you, or you're about to rise. I mean, I didn't choose that trinket. It came out for you, so it's destined to have found you. Okay, so the airplane can also be liftoff on a project, launching something, or even destination, like you're working really hard in order to have a holiday, well-earned rest there. But also this can be that you're thinking about migrating your business, or working for an overseas company, or a company that has overseas links. Also, if you're on social media, this could be that you're expanding your reach. You will be seen and known abroad in many different countries. this is a great time for you to, expand your reach in your industry. And also, we've got the Lion. Oh, did you hear that knock? Now, there's nothing that could have made that knock. My guides are with me right now, so it can be that it's just an omen that the knock came through on the wall, okay? And it may mean that you're being bold and daring, you're doing something different, and you have the strength and the courage to pursue your passions. This means that you are taking the leadership role, or you are taking the lead in your career. But I really feel you are a force to be reckoned with, and honor that energy about you. Okay, so I'll leave it there. Now, also, if you'd like to be in with a chance to win a free personal reading from me, all you have to do is put an emoji of a candle in the comments box below. And if you don't have access to a candle emoji, just write the word candle. And my guides will draw me to one subscriber's name, and I'll announce the winner's name at the end of September. Okay, thank you so much, my beautiful Aquarians. I hope something resonates, and love and light.